Rap across the 2010s decade has been pretty interesting just because across the mixtape scene, it's been a little bit more useful in order to make a career. And the thing that we've seen more so now than maybe 10 or 15 years ago is rappers are able to stay afloat just dropping mixtapes. So that's really half the battle here. You know, you can get a following, you can do shows all with just dropping free music, but it just doesn't feel as if you're going to reach the top until you drop an album. Now, this is the review of SwizZz, is Good Morning SwizZzle. So, this is his only mixtape and pretty much only project he's dropped on his own. Now, I do have several complaints about this project just because the choices that were made on this release were some that kind of indicated that he might have just been on the side. He has the capability to make songs, but, you know, it's more in the sense of just proving he can freestyle versus making some songs that he can perform. That's about the main thing. That there's only really 3 original songs on this album. And there are, like, GMS, which stands for Good Morning SwizZzle. There's, like, 4 songs on there that aren't, but they're just verses. There's not really performable songs. He should have just scrapped that, used the beat, and made new songs. It probably would have been that much more interesting. But, yeah, as far as the backdrop with SwizZz, he was the first signee to Funk Volume, which was Hopsin's old label. They dropped a collaborative project in 2009, which is also a mixtape that you can get, but it's also available on streaming services. So this is the only other thing that SwizZz has been on. But between these two things, it's like a supplement to Hopsin, but it's also a supplement to Funk Volume just because you get the complete picture of what they were doing. Now, the reason why I don't suppose why these guys made more noise is just because they needed, like, those grandiose singles in order to anchor the project. Now, he was able to secure a guest verse from T-Pain, and Hopsin shows up also, but we really don't get the sense of much more. Now, once again, this came out in summer of 2011, so it's been half a decade since this is even fragmented, and we haven't really seen anything since. Normally where you're going to find SwizZz is on a Hopsin album. That's the most primary spot where I think to find him, and it's good having that sort of thing. I think a lot of rappers do have these guys that, you know, are their buds, are their best buds, and they show up often, but, you know, like Ludacris had Lil Fate, these type people. Like, it's sometimes it's uncommon that they drop albums, but it's still interesting to gobble up whatever else you can find. So this, once again, is kind of a supplement to Hopsin, and really I'm going to tear through this pretty quickly. So I don't think there was a single. There are 13 songs, 3 of them are original. There were some beats where he freestyled that I didn't mind. Harden the Paint, Kush, which is a Dr. Dre song, and Swag Out, which I can't figure out where that beat's from, but those are 3 good beats that he picked, but I kind of feel like he should have just done 2 projects, you know, instead of consolidating it into one. It probably would have been better just to drop a freestyle album and then drop a original material album, because I mean, to my knowledge, I can't think of what SwizZz is performing as of today. You know, if he's got shows, I looked it up, he has gone on tour a few times, but I just don't know how many songs he has to perform, because this is really his only project. So there's that. Hopsin does show up on Bang Bang Boogie, T-Pain on Motivation, then he has his own song in Scream. These are excellent. I mean, once again, these are pretty good. I'm not sure if SwizZz has a better beat selection than Hopsin, but from what I saw, these are good stuff. I mean, the thing that entices me about mixtapes is when they sound like songs that should be on albums. That's really the main thing that's going to make it happen. and that's what I'm looking forward to the most. So this album will get a 3 out of 10 because, you know, those 3 freestyles, if you're looking for that sort of thing, I mean, I give Lil Wayne the same clout, but, you know, he really is an assassin when it comes to that sort of thing. So, yeah, so 3 out of 10. He needed more original songs. Pick this up as extra stuff if you're looking for more funk volume and these sorts of folks affiliated stuff. You know, hopefully we'll get another mixtape from him.